Tonight, from the end zone to the fan zone and all seats in between, this is your home for the local sporting update, featuring the voice of the Bradford High School Tornadoes. Welcome to On the Spot Sport News with your host, David Rodgers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot Sports Special. I'm your host, David Rodgers, alongside director and weatherman, Mr. Michael Heater. Great to have you along. Tonight's show is brought to you by Miracle Automotive and Recovery in both Stark and McClenny. Miracle gives you the best automotive servicing or towing care anywhere. Call Kurt and Kenny Miracle at 904-368-1114. Miracle Automotive, where miracles happen every day. Let's get the show started, as we always do, with our prayer, our pledge, and our quote of the week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you will please bow your head. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once think again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this great weekend, this great Valentine's Day weekend, as we are able to celebrate it with our significant others, our families, and our friends. And to all the loved ones, make sure that you have a great Valentine's Day. Again, thank you for letting us do this show and the information that we bring across to the audience tonight, dear Lord, that they take it and they see and do what they need to do with it, dear Lord. Thank you again for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, the United States of America, the most freest and righteous country and the most powerful country in the world today, dear Lord. Thank you for our armed forces as they're keeping a hedge of protection over us and fighting for our rights and our freedoms against domestic and international terrorism, dear Lord. Thank you again for our first responders, anybody that works in the first responders field, dear Lord, that you keep a hedge of protection over them and bring them home back safely to their families. Thank you for all our truck drivers, anybody that's also on the front lines of America, dear Lord, the farmers, the truck drivers, any great American working person today, dear Lord, that you keep blessing them and their family. Anybody with a spoken or unspoken prayer request, please touch them, dear Lord, as you know what they need and know want. You're the ultimate comforter, the ultimate healer. You can touch each and every one of them. Again, thank you for the food that we receive each and every day as it goes into the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. And we ask for all these great things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says, Amen. Let us stand for the pledge. I'm going to ask our director, Michael Heater, if he'd lead us in the pledge.
Absolutely.
All right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am your host, David Rodgers. Sitting alongside of me is Michael Heater. And we've got our producer, Dave Holland, as he's running the show. Hope you like all the graphics and everything that we've got going on. Tonight, we do not have no Byron Bagwell, as he is working tonight. And we've got Mitchell Gunner attending a funeral over in Gainesville. But he will be joining our show here in just a little bit. Absolutely. Michael, we've got a great deal coming up and a great show coming up. And I tell you what, I'm ready to get into it right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back and good evening. On the Spot with David Rodgers Sports Special. I'm your host, David Rodgers, alongside Michael Heater, our director and weather guru. Mr. Dave Holland producing. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We are in a new studio, well lighted. Hope you like the flag background. We got some graphics back here for you. This studio is in work also. But as you said, Dave Holland is doing a lot of work on Studio A over at our new place. Tell everybody what they're doing, Mike, by the way.
So what we're in the process of doing now is upgrading our studios to make it a little more permanent facility. We've been kind of bouncing down the halls and kind of moving around like that one. We're finally moving to our own permanent studios here in Stark, Florida. For those of you that may be familiar with our shows, we tend to go from place to place. Years ago, we finally got into a decent studio facility.
Right.
But it wasn't permanent. Now we're in the process of transitioning over to our new studio. Green screen is coming, a lot more graphics, better lighting, the whole shooting match. So I'm excited about the development that we have. Bear with us. I would like to think that it is growing pains because we're getting bigger and better as we move along.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, ladies and gentlemen. And it's unfortunate. I was talking to Vincent Tucker over on the Z and Tuck show the other night. Hot Topics is what they call it, and they actually had me on there for about 20 minutes, and we was talking about the different things that can go wrong and go wrong. And it's, as soon as I talk about it, here we go, Vincent, which Vincent's on. And Vincent, I'm gonna give you the courtesy tonight. Yeah. You can call in, and we'll talk to you for a little bit. Show's wide open. Going to talk some sports. Going to talk about a lot of different things. But I'm going to give you and Z the common courtesy that you gave me to call in and tell our fans about your show. And we'll talk and we'll ask you a couple of questions as well. That number is going to be 904-458-7588.
Very good.
You thought I was going to say 7558.
I did think you were going to say that.
I knew you were. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now joining us again, we've already went into our prayer and our pledge. We've actually got a quote of the week, what we always like to do. Yeah. What do you have for us today, Mike, on the quote of the week?
For our quote, of course, it is a sports-themed show, so we're going to do a little bit of sports here. Our quote is, you have to expect things of yourself before you can do them. Now, who said that?
Wow, that could be a lot of different people. To me, that sounds like a basketball person for whatever reason I want to say. And if I'm going to guess, to me, the greatest player that ever played, I'm going to say that's Michael. I'm taking it, Michael Jordan.
I think you'd be correct.
Oh, no way.
That's absolutely right. Look
at you. Oh, my goodness.
It was Michael Jordan, the award-winning, and I would venture to say one of the top 3 GOATs of the NBA.
Yeah.
That must be Michael Jordan.
Got to be Michael Jordan. So, again, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Vincent Tucker told me at the eating at this moment, but maybe in a bit, absolutely.
Sounds good.
We're on the show for about another hour and a half, 2 hours. So anytime that you want to call in, please call in. Anybody that wants to talk about anything, hey, this is your chance right here. After this commercial break, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the phone lines, and Mr. Heater is going to give you that number again. So, hey, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the Saturday Night Quick and Dirty First Scoop. Right, David?
That's it. What's the scoop?
Right after this. What's the scoop? We begin in Columbia County, where a woman was killed in a crash last night involving a Columbia County deputy. At approximately 6:30 p.m., an off-duty deputy driving home in his agency patrol car was involved in the 3-vehicle crash on U.S. Highway 441 south near Southeast Sprite Loop. The Florida Highway Patrol is conducting an independent traffic crash investigation. The Sheriff's Office is cooperating with FHP's investigation and is also conducting an administrative review of the incident. Also in Columbia County, deputies are searching for a suspect after the Royal Dragon 777 casino was robbed on Friday night. Deputies say no injuries were reported in the robbery, which took place Friday afternoon at 1270 East Duval Street.
If I'm not mistaken, Dave, I think you reported previously on a shooting that happened on Duval Street. I don't know if it's the same place or not, but we reported on that, I believe. Didn't you?
We did, and you're exactly right. Those two places are like side by side to each other. Okay, so a lot of East Duval Street is in the downtown area, of course. A lot of things go on in the downtown area, so something like this is bound and occur to happen.
Unfortunately.
The Baker County Sheriff's Office is looking for a few good men and women to serve as school crossing guards. Check out the BCSO Facebook page for details and additional information. Any of you guys looking for a job, here we go. You could be a school crossing guard over in Baker County. The city of Green Cove Springs tells on the spot that there will be detours of US 17 South by the Bayard Conservation next week. Expect overnight road closures and detours on Highway 17 north of County Road 15A Monday night and again on Friday night from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. Traffic will detour onto County Roads 209 and 226. Finally, in a follow-up to a previous on-the-spot story, an investigation led by a Levy County Sheriff's Office school resource deputy found no evidence that a substitute teacher punched a student. If you remember, we reported on this.
Yeah.
So assistant football coach Gary Osteen was filling in as a substitute teacher on January 29th. A 12-year-old claimed Osteen punched him in the chest when he refused to return a pencil he had from the teacher. The LCSO investigation, which included interviews with all parties and other students, indicated the student was not truthful in making the allegations, and the case was dismissed. Michael, you know, we read these stories, we report on these stories, we follow up on these stories, and you know, you want to believe the kids and the people that are making these allegations, but sometimes all it takes is a kid that doesn't like you to report something like that, and then, I'm sorry, it's guilty until proven innocent.
That's unfortunate, but that is indeed the case. There's been several cases similar to this around the region, including here in Bradford County. All of these cases, though, are thoroughly investigated by law enforcement, and as a result, criminal investigations that warrant charges are processed, and those that aren't are properly dismissed, and it's all to benefit the students and the employees.
That's exactly right. Now, here is your weather forecast, of course, by Austin's Weather Service. Here we go. Here's the weather.
This weather report brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook and have a detailed local forecast sent right to you.
Hey, Dave, major winter storms are blanketing the west and the plains in heavy snow and ice, as you can see by the national graphic on there. That icy weather from the mid-Atlantic stretching across the country for your Valentine's Day. Now, that heavy snow is falling across the mountains and the lowlands of Washington and Oregon, causing some icing. You're also looking at icing that's occurring in Virginia and southern Maryland into Sunday. That, as you know, was one of the causes of that massive crash on I-35 in Texas that killed 6 people, trapping over a dozen, and wrecking approximately 130 different cars. Now, locally, for us, taking a look at the graphic for the next 3 days, we're going to see moderate to heavy rainfall pushing across our area from the Gulf of Mexico. Impacts include heavy rainfall resulting in some breezy conditions, saturated ground cover, and while today was pretty nasty, tomorrow could be worse. We're looking at showers with a few thunderstorms that will sink southeast across the area mid-morning into the afternoon. These storms will have the potential to be on the stronger side. Gusty winds, heavy rainfall a possibility, 1 to 2 inches of rain, David. Sunday causing some backyards to flood, local creeks and waterways, and some low-lying roads, so you need to make sure that you're careful if you're going to be out and about. We're also looking at a chance to see some strong storms during the afternoon and evening tomorrow night, lightning, hail, and we cannot rule out the possibility of some damaging winds. Again, stay on your toes. Austin's Weather Service will be on the job, watching out and posting any significant weather reports that come in. And that is the latest from Austin's Weather Service. David, back to you.
Thank you very much, Michael. As you said, we got a lot of nasty weather coming. I was hoping that wasn't going to be for Valentine's Day, but it looks like it's going to happen. Want to thank Austin and Austin's Weather Service for providing a weather update. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that is the up-to-date weather as of 10 minutes ago when we came on, right?
That's correct.
So you've got the latest and greatest weather report.
That's it.
How about here? Now a twist on the usual with a little sports history brought to you by our great media partners, WEAG Eagle Country 106.3 FM, Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Vellis, and of course our media partners at the Bradford County Telegraph, John Miller, John Ryan, and Elizabeth Tillman, Mark Crawford, and of course our sports director and guru, Mr. Cliff Smelly. Here's what's the date. These are the big sports stories from the Bradford Telegraph during the third week of January. In what year? McCoy McDonald win titles for the Tigers. Boatwright and Bakken earn weightlifting medals for Bradford, and the Tornadoes crushed the Rams for the title. Was that, and let me correct it, it was February is what we're looking for. Was it February of 2015, February of 2016, and February of 2017? Ooh. So McCoy McDonald win titles for the Tigers. This is a tough one. Boatwright and Bakken earn weightlifting medals for Bradford, and the Tornadoes crush Rams for the title. Was it February of 2015, February of 2016, or February of 2017? The Union County High School girls weightlifting team took home 2 state championships, 3 medals overall, and a third-place finish in the team standings in the Class 1A Florida High School Athletic Association weightlifting finals. Bradford High School's Kirsten Boatwright and Kirsten Balkin both achieved the same result as they earned medals at the Florida High School Athletic Association Girls Weightlifting Finals on February 5th in Kissimmee. And Mike and Dave, I want to stop you right there. I'm going to get into this right after this. Listen to this story. I'm going to give you something that sounds similar that happened yesterday. Bradford High School put together a 21-1 run, spanning the second, third quarters en route to defeating top-seeded Interlochen 66-42 and claiming the District 4 4A championship. Was that February 2015, February 2016, or February of 2017? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let y'all take a guess. I'm going to ask my esteemed colleagues to take a guess as well since I come up with this. Vincent Tucker, welcome in. Austin, thank you for the weather and the weather graphics tonight. Yes, it is a nice studio. A lot of little work on this one too as well. But we've got a double duo that we can hit each and every week now. Vincent Tucker, the lines are wide open anytime you want to call in. That number is 904-458-7588. Looking into Starlink Internet, may invest into it when hurricanes hit, so I have internet if the Comcast dies. Not expected to switch yet, but watching. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, Austin does a great job, keeps up on the latest and greatest on as far as computer knowledge, social media networks, connections. Austin Stevens, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, he's 18 years old. Still in school. Can you believe that? I mean, he's still got a college future ahead of him, and he's going to have a great adulthood in front of him if he keeps up with this weather. All right. Let's see. Roy Jackson says 2016, Michael.
Okay.
Noah Gibson, 2016. Let's see. Austin says he wanted to add a little bit to you, Mike. He said most areas today have picked up rainfall inches of about 1/10 of an inch to 1/2 inch or higher amount along west of I-75 towards Tallahassee and the Panhandle, and up to 1 inch in our southernmost county, which is Marion County. So he wanted to add that in there. Tucker, Vincent, don't even live here. He said 2050.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, isn't it? Doesn't even live here, but he knows his boy David. Austin says 2015 as well. Hey, anybody else that's got a guess, please chime in because we're going to get the show moving right now. The phone lines are wide open. 904-458-7588. You can call in. You can talk about what you want to talk about. But we're going to get in, Michael and Dave, in several different things. I want to get into our local sports. That's near and dear and important to all of us for sure. Want to get into some recap of the Super Bowl, see what y'all thought about that. Want to get into some little bit of college football and what I'm hearing there. Want to get into a little bit of college basketball as we're going to go over the polls and talk a little bit about college basketball. I want to also look at some women's college basketball. I want to look at some baseball as well, as we got the #1 team in the country, Florida Gators. These two guys' team sitting at #1 in those polls. We'll talk ladies softball. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. This is wide open. Those are just some starter points. And I've also got it's just really a poll question, but it's like a goofball question that I'll ask you, and I want the fans to dig in on as well. Charles McKinney says, give me 2015. Sharon Petterprin says, give me 2015. Raymond No says, you give me 2016. And by the way, Raymond No, how are things going at the bingo?
Yes.
The bingo that he does every Monday night at 7 o'clock.
That's right.
Raymond, I'll tell you what, you be the first caller. You can tell everybody online how that's going over at bingo. We're planning to come over to play one day. Yes, that's over at the American Legion. Raymond No can fill you in. Call in, Raymond. You can be the first caller at 904-458-7588. Shirley Bagwell, 2016, she says. Shirley, Glad to see you back home, Mom. I hope everything was well. I hope you had a great, great vacation.
Yeah.
You know they went down south.
They did, yeah.
Toward the Keys, went down there and spent a little time there, her and Donnie. I hope they had a great time. I'm glad that y'all are home safe and back here with us at Bradford County. Lydia Morris says, I missed the question. I just got here. Hey, guys. Well, we'll go back to it.
Yeah, we can absolutely.
You want to guess? I know that's what it is. Lydia Morris winning that last time. Okay, this is it. It's a sports-related, Lydia. It's McCoy McDonald win titles for the Tigers. Boatwright Bakken earn weightlifting medals for Bradford. And the Tornadoes crushed the Rams for the title. Was that February of 2015, February of 2016, and February of 2017? So 2015, 2016, or 2017. So, Michael Heater, I'm going to start with you. You tell me a guess here. I know it's a tough one.
It is tough because I'm not sure. And for those that do not know, I am an Interlochen High School alumnus.
Yes.
I went to Interlochen High School.
Yeah.
And for some reason, and I don't know why, it seems to stick in my mind that it was 17.
Okay.
I'm going to go 17. I don't know that.
Okay.
But I think it's 17.
17. All right. David?
Okay, that's I'm gonna go 2016.
You're going to go 2016.
Well, a lot of people.
I like that.
I'm wondering if people know more than I do.
Well, you know, it's sort of a split. Now, Lydia Morris just come on, David, and said 2015.
Yeah.
So there's some 2015. There's a lot of guesses on this.
Yeah,
one.
there's a lot of guesses on
So, what do you win? Of course, I'm going to tell you what you'd win.
Yes.
So,
Do tell.
if you get it right,
Yes.
you get put into a pool for the end of the month for a drawing for a $25 gift certificate to where? The Downtown Grill. That's where I host trivia each and every Thursday night. Michael and David come and play. Byron comes and plays. It's a good time that we have there. And so I tell you what, hey, this is a great thing to win. $25 worth. We'll get you a nice little bit over there at the Downtown Grill, won't it, Mike?
It will. And I tell you what, I personally, now I'm a little partial because there's a couple of employees there that I have a little bit of a connection with.
That's right.
Yeah. But I tell you what, that's not the time to be there.
Okay.
You know the time to be there?
When?
Thursday night team trivia with this guy right here. I'm telling you what. And the best part is, on Tuesday nights with On the Spot with David Rodgers, we give you a clue, an answer to one of the trivia questions.
That's right.
And may I?
Yes, you may. We give them the answer. That's
Let me
right.
tell you something. Let me tell you. You can watch again Tuesday night, but I'm going to let you know a little secret right now. Write this down.
Okay, hang on a minute. Let me plug my ears.
Yeah, ready?
All right, go ahead.
Ready?
All right.
Bulldog. Write it down. Bulldog. Okay, we're good.
Okay, I didn't hear none of that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Very good. All right.
Now that was the answer. But if you want to know what the question is, you got to come to Team Trivia Thursday nights. He starts the show at 7:30. Come around 7 o'clock. Get yourself a good seat and good food. Great time at the Downtown Grill.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Austin said, he guessed 2015 was honestly a good year, just not my life in general. I'm sorry to hear that. 2016, May 20th to be exact, when Austin's weather service came online. Oh, really? So I'm going, okay. I'm assuming you're going 2015. Okay? Well, I'm going to give you 2015. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers alongside Michael Heater. Mr. Dave Holland. Mr. Byron Bagwell is working tonight. Yep. We got Mr. Mitchell Gunner. He's at a funeral type thing. Austin Stevens is back home. He wasn't feeling so hot. Yeah. He said, hey, I'm going to stay at home. So, look at here. I know something right there. Singing River Hospital receives top mark for quality care. Do you know I visited Singing River Hospital a couple of times in my time in Pascagoula? Not with many injuries. Renee Stegall. Renee. Yes. Renee Stegall. John Garner. David Versagem. My good buddy. They're all watching the show tonight. And I'll tell you, hey, had a little thumb injury. Old boy threw a football. You know, you got to catch it with your hands.
Well, yeah.
You definitely got to catch it with your hands, right?
Catching with your ear is not going
to
work.
No, and catching it with that thumb sticking out ain't going to work either. So what did it do? Dislocated that. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, one of my first hernia that I had our hernia surgery there as well. Oh, yeah. But Pascagoula, great hospital, sits up on the little hill, Mike. When we go there, I'll show you. Oh, cool. It's got a little pond there. I don't know if you can pull up some graphics. Got a nice little pond there. Right off of Highway 90, beautiful facility. Wasn't as beautiful back in the day, but it's beautiful now. So, what's the weather like over Pascagoula, Mike?
Well, let's take a look here. Now, I can tell you that it's a little bit cooler than it's been here. Mississippi has been suffering some of the outskirts and the outflows of some of that icing. Right now, we're looking at 44 degrees.
Ooh.
Luckily,
okay,
it's not freezing, but with winds at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, it feels a lot colder than that. And as we go through the night tonight and into the day tomorrow, the good news is it's going to get sunny, and you're looking at high temperatures that's going to rebound up into the mid-50s.
Oh, I gotcha.
That'll be good.
Vincent Tucker says, I forgot about that, Vincent. I forgot that we used to take loaves of bread out there and throw them to the ducks in the pond. So, and the swans, too, and the swans. The swans used to be at the pond there, too.
There you go.
So, yes, and Lydia, I am going to get into that here in just a few minutes, but let's get back to our question here.
Okay.
What's that? February 2015, February 2016, February 2017? Drum roll, please. And David, let's see if you're right. And the answer is February of 2016, David. You're right. You don't get a drawing for the prize, though.
Feels good to be right.
For once.
I was going to say.
Oh, man. So all y'all that grabbed 2016, you will be put into the pool. Congratulations on that.
That's good, Jeff.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're liking the new format. And now we're going to talk a little sports.
Yes.
But, hey, that's not all we're going to talk about tonight.
No,
it's wide open
it is
for
wide
you.
open tonight.
If you want to talk Valentine's Day, Michael, if you want to talk about a problem that you're having, if you want to talk about President Trump being acquitted today.
Hey.
Big news.
And we're taking a call right now.
Are we? Who is this here? Who we got on the line?
Hey, welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. Who's on the line?
Good evening, gentlemen. It's Reno.
Hey!
Raymond! Welcome to the show, guys. How you doing? How's your family doing, Raymond?
Doing well, guys. Doing well. How's everybody there tonight?
Everybody's doing
well.
good. How you like the new studio? Just a little bit of a different background, Raymond. I tell you, we've got two studios we can work out of, and it's a blessing to us.
Yeah.
Hey, change is good, right?
Yes, sir. Tell us a little bit, Raymond, about what you got going on over at the American Legion and this bingo thing that you got going on.
Well, folks, every Monday night we've started our bingo. Our early bird starts at 6:30.
Okay.
Costs you, I think it's $8, and then our regular session begins at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
It costs you $20. We've got some other jackpot games and some other games that you can buy as extras. So we've done pretty good. We're averaging probably between 12 to 15 people. So we're hoping that once word gets out, and we can bring some more folks in.
That sounds good. Now, Raymond, you're located at the American Legion. Where that's over there by on Edwards Road, correct? What's the address of the American Legion post there?
It is. It's 715 Edwards Road. It's just before the Stark Police Department on the right-hand side. It's actually right across the street from the National Guard Armory.
That's right. Yes,
That's right, it is.
Okay.
Hey, also, can you give out a phone number in case somebody wants some extra information? You got the number to the American Legion as well, Raymond?
I don't have it with me right now, David, but if they go on to Facebook, and if you look up Jones Langford White, American Legion Post 56, we have a Facebook page.
Okay.
And we're trying to bring that up to speed, if you will.
Okay.
I got you, Raymond. Well, I appreciate you tuning in, Raymond. I do have your $25 gift certificate. If anybody doesn't know, Raymond No was our first winner of What's the Date. Raymond had several entries in there. I do have your gift certificate. I gave Miss Shirley hers already. I owe you yours, and I've got to get Lydia Morris's hers as well. But Raymond, thank you for what you do for our community. You do a lot more things than just do the bingo thing here. We know you're involved in several different things, and we always appreciate what you do.
My pleasure, guys. It's a great community. Sherry and I are happy here, and we love helping when we can. So hope you guys come out and visit us one Monday night, and be great to see you guys out there.
We're planning on it, Mike. Raymond, that's for sure. So we'll try to get out there on one of these Monday nights and join you out there. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Raymond No. He's a member over at the American Legion. He's got this bingo thing going. 12 to 15 is not bad for a Monday night, Mike. I'm going to be honest with you.
No, that's not bad at all, but I know that they've got a lot of room. Recently, I participated in a high school speaking awards program that was sponsored by the American Legion, and it's a nice facility. Now it's an older facility, of course. All American Legions are,
right?
But it is modernized. They've got a nice kitchen facility, plenty of room. So if you're looking for something to do on a Monday night, I would strongly suggest you go out there and have a great time.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And so again, go out there and visit the bingo. Sounds like fun. I'm sure they got all kinds of games. You know some of the bingo games, Mike? Okay, so you got the regular bingo,
right.
Straight across, horizontal, vertical. You got the four corners you can play.
Right.
You got the X you can play. Then you've got the blackout game where you got to black out the whole card.
Right.
Is there another one that I'm forgetting?
Uh,
I hit most of them, didn't I?
Yeah, you
the
did.
X, the corners, the blackout, the regular bingo horizontal cross.
I think there's one more, but I'm drawing dead on it.
Me too. Maybe Raymond No can type that in, but always love to play bingo. It's nice to hear bingo,
yes.
And you're the winner.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of bingo by this guy sitting beside me, and I'm going, I needed one more number. Anyway, so we're moving on. Hey, look at here. Vincent Tucker's on. Got a great show called Hot Topics with Z and Tuck.
Yes, it's a really
I was
good show.
on that show with those guys the other night, David. They gave me about a 20-minute interview. Let me talk. It was awesome. I'm going to give the same courtesy back to those guys. I told them, Z and Tuck, if you want to call in tonight, you're more than welcome to. Give them the number, Mike.
Hey, it's 904-458-7588. And wouldn't you know it, I do believe that area code could very well be
Vincent Tucker. Let's see.
Hey, you're on the spot with David Rodgers. Who's on the line?
Good evening, gentlemen. You got Vincent Tucker here.
There he is.
Hey. Vincent Tucker. How you doing, brother? How's it going out there in Arizona?
All right. We're just trying to get through the day here. It's a little warm today, but pretty windy.
Right.
But,
what's the temperature out there?
Right now, I think it's 75.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's been cooling down in the evening, and so it's okay so far. I know we're gonna have a hot summer though.
I hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, on the line, we got Vincent Tucker, co-host and creator of Hot Topics with Z and Tuck. They're out of Arizona. You can catch them 9:30 our time, 7:30 out in Arizona. They've got a great show. They've got great graphics. Their audio's always great. These two guys research what they're talking about. They've got the same sort of setups that we do. Vincent, y'all have a great show out there. Tell everybody how this got started and how you and Z met up and what y'all guys got going on out there in Arizona.
All right. Well, me and Z, we were former co-workers. I work with the Arizona Department of Corrections. Been out there for almost 20 years now. I'm going to be retiring in about 8.5 months. And then I'm going to be coming to Florida. But so we got to talking one day, and he knows I do graphics. He knows that I also do on the side little online radio station. Mm-hmm. And so we got to talking about maybe doing a podcast, and we put it all together, and that's how we came up with Hot Topics with Z and Tuck. Been doing it for the past 4 years now.
4 years, wow. I've seen where y'all came, Vincent. I went back and watched some of your shows. Michael and David are really in tune. And I was telling you last night, or the other night when we spoke, that, we talk about you guys, and not only on the air, but we talk off the air of what you guys has got going too. And Michael, one of the things that I like that they do, Vincent Tucker, went to my high school. We're 8 years apart. Right. Graduated 8 years behind me. But what I like about Vincent is their graphics. Everything that he does is created by Vincent.
Yes.
He's got some really, really great graphics. And some of our stuff that we do, we've actually got some ideas from him.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I do design some of the graphics here, specifically the weather graphics. And I can tell you, Vincent, you were probably one of the driving forces on trying to exceed your expectations and your efforts as well out there. Hey, listen, I got a quick question for you. With your involvement in corrections, I'd like your feedback. I understand that Tempe, Arizona,
yes,
has been dealing with a police sergeant that got struck by a car. apparently late last night. I was wondering if you had any updates on anything going on about what the authorities are saying involving this crash that happened on Mill Avenue and Curry Road.
Wasn't that about some street racing or something like
like
that?
that.
I
I
was
was
see
gonna
if
ask if
they
you
just
knew
say
anything about
Vincent
that.
yeah.
No, actually, I haven't heard anything about that yet, so I'm going to have to do my research on that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. So, Vincent, where is he at tonight, my man?
He's at home. He's there in Glendale, Arizona, at his house.
Well, if he's on, Z, you can call in after Vincent if you want. The show's wide open. I'm going to talk a little sports and everything. Hey, plug the show, Vincent, a little bit, and tell everybody what they can expect from that Hot Topic show.
Well, our show is, we talk about anything that the people want to talk about, what they want to hear, and stuff like that. We take constructive criticism, whatever. If you want to come on and here lately, it's been dealing with a lot of politics and with COVID. Because those are the two main topics that are big right now.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
That's on any show right now, Vincent. That's on any show right now, pretty much. If you look at it, that's pretty much what's going on.
Right. So, like, I'm a Republican, but if you're a Democrat and you want to come on and give your side of it, we respect your opinion. So it isn't where we're going to attack you or you come to attack us. We respect all opinions, because it's a freedom of speech.
All right.
You can say what you want to say and don't have to worry about it, and you can get your message across to other people.
That's good.
We give our opinions. We do our research on stuff, but we're not going to say that everything that we research is going to be a fact.
Right.
So, because you run across stuff that you think is fact, but it might not be. So, so we give our opinions by what we have researched, and then you can come in and you can give your opinions about what you have researched. So, but we allow everything, any type of topic that you want to come up with, we'll talk about it. So.
Yeah, and I agree with that, Vincent. Y'all do that very well, and we try to do the same things here. We like to call it a viewer-driven show, viewer-driven program. We always try to accommodate all of our viewers, want to hear their say, want to hear what's troubling them. That's why I like about the show that we're doing tonight, Vincent. We're just sort of wide open. It is a sports show. We called it a sports theme show, but we're going to go over a little bit of everything. If there's a problem that's itching somebody and they want to call in, hey, if we can't help them, I tell you what, we'll find out where we can help them or who can help them. That's for sure.
Right. And I'm going to throw a few things in there for some of the topics that you've already mentioned.
Right.
Like Donald Trump got acquitted today. So we're going to be seeing him in 2024. I guarantee you.
Yeah, in some sort of form.
Exactly.
So we have not seen the last of Donald Trump. And also with the Super Bowl.
We talked a little bit about this. Go ahead, Vincent.
Yes, we did.
Tampa Bay
like,
boys.
I got home from work around the halftime show.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So the weekend, great singer. I love how he the music that he puts out and all that. But his showmanship that night,
That was horrible.
It literally sucked.
Yes.
What about those commercials?
Yeah, what David said, what did you think about the commercials?
The commercials, they could have, but Budweiser pulled out of that, right?
Yes, we did. Absolutely. Glad you said that.
Yeah.
So you only seen maybe one commercial of Budweiser?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a lot of money that the NFL lost. That's a lot of money for the advertising that they get lost.
Right.
And so the commercials weren't that spectacular this year.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. And then, like I've been telling everybody, Mahomes with Kansas City.
Yes.
Great great quarterback.
I was surprised. He did what I thought was a remarkable job considering the pressure that he was under. And surprisingly, now as I understand, this is the first double-digit loss that he has suffered in his NFL career. And surprisingly enough, in spite of the pressure that he suffered and the injury that he was dealing with, the foot injury, I thought his effort was good, and I don't think that his numbers reflect just how much work and effort he put into that game.
He actually, Kansas City actually, Vincent, and I'll let you finish your thought there, actually outgained Tampa by about 30 yards. It just didn't show it on the scoreboard. Like Michael said, the first time that Kansas City hadn't scored a touchdown in his tenure, and I do believe that is the first double-digit loss that he's had as a member of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, but the thing is he did not expect, what the Buccaneers were going to give to him.
Yeah, I agree.
And so you could see it in his face every time they showed his face.
Yeah.
So he knew he was under the pressure and everything. There was, I wasn't too impressed with too much what he done actually. Except for one pass that made my jaw completely drop. And that was the pass where he jumped up in there and he was parallel and he threw the ball and hit the guy in the helmet.
Yeah, I saw that, and that's what I'm talking about. His effort was not reflected in his statistics. He played a remarkable game. I mean, the kind of pressure that he was under, and to throw the ball, even though there wasn't completions, the fact that he was able to get the ball out of his hands, to me shows a lot of maturity for a quarterback his age.
Yeah.
What I would recommend to Mahomes is to tone down his power some.
Yes,
because when he would pass the ball, it was coming in hard and hot, and it would hit their hands and bounce completely off their hands.
True.
All right, hey, Vincent, before we let you go, I want to give you two statistics. Two things. First, the guy running naked across the football field was Mahomes running away from the Tampa Bay defense. And the second thing is, I'm going to ask you a trivia question. What was the only touchdown that Kansas City had all weekend?
You asked me this on our show. That was Kansas City plane touching down.
Yeah, that's it. You got it, Vincent. You got it. What, Vincent? I'm glad that you was able to join us. Thank you for coming on. Hopefully we can have Z on. Give you a chance to plug your show one more time.
Yeah, thanks again for having me on and everything. And y'all can catch us here in Phoenix, Arizona every Thursday night. It'll be 9:30 your time. And like I said, you can come and present any topic you want. If you have trouble finding us, you can Google us, and you'll see our page pop up, Hot Topics with Z and Tuck, or just find us there in Facebook with Hot Topics with Z and Tuck.
There we go.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Tuck, and we'll talk to you soon. That was Vincent Tucker, co-host of Hot Topics with Z and Tuck. Yep. That's on Thursday nights, Mike, 9:30 our time, 7:30 Arizona time. They got a great show out there. And look, I told them guys the other night, this is not a competition thing. There's thousands and thousands of shows out there. Yeah, and they weren't even thinking about that. They thought we talked about constructive criticism, and he talked about that as well. This is just, we learn from each other.
That's correct.
And we want everybody to be good. And that's what I like about these guys. They've given us an open door to their, to their show as we've given them an invite to ours.
Yeah, exactly right. And that just, flattery is one of the biggest ones. And for us, I think it's great that we can bounce off each other. And so now we've got two fantastic shows, one on the East Coast and one on the West Coast.
And that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Want to go over, hopefully we'll get some more phone calls. Mike, why don't you plug that number?
Hey, it's area code 904-458-7588. And don't forget, and let me throw this out at you. By the way, Archie Waters, if you're watching, I got your text message. We just went off the air before I had a chance to read it. So if we're on the phone, you can send us a text. It pops up on the screen. We can read your text immediately. We can read your Facebook messages. We get emails. If you call and leave a message because we don't answer, leave a message. It transcribes into a text message that we can then read on the air. So you can reach us any number of ways during the show, all through our telephone number of 904-458-7588, or drop us an email. We read those on as well. On the spot, 32091@gmail.com. What was that you just said? I said on the spot, 32091@gmail.com.
Absolutely, Lydia Morris. Well, they will find something else to spend our tax-paying money on. I wonder what's next. Good trivia question for everybody out here. Do you know how much that impeachment trial cost us?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Take a just stab. I'll take any stab.
$40 million.
I'm sorry. How much money do you think they spent on this impeachment trial for Donald Trump? Just a guesstimate. Guys, I'll give you a chance to guess as well.
Yeah.
It's not as much as you thought, but it's still, as Lydia says, a waste of taxpayers' money. You were way high.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
that's
I'll
good.
let you
I feel better
take
about
it.
that.
Yeah, I'll give you another guess.
Okay.
80 million.
Too high. He said 40.
I said 40, so it's got to be lower
than 40.
So.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you this. Lower than 20. Lower than 20.
22.
Lower than 20. Lower than 20.
I'm gonna say $12 million.
No, I want you to give me a number lower than 20.
Oh.
I'm sorry, lower than 20.
14,375,028 cents.
Let me figure out my math here.
That's
You're just a little high. What do you got? That's
You're
good.
killing me. That's right.
That was good.
I said sorry. I'm gonna back it down. I'm saying $11 million.
Okay. All y'all are too high. Let me see what we got for some guesses. I see a 15 million there. Actually, I thought it was going to be higher than this, and Dave, that was $2,500,000. But that's still $2,500,000 too much, because they wasted our time, their time, and that money that they can be putting in something else, i.e., ladies and gentlemen, COVID testing.
Or border walls.
Or whatever else, education, something. But they wasted that money because it was unconstitutional anyway.
Right. Oh, yeah.
To bring
Huge.
that president that is no longer a sitting president to an impeachment trial. You have to be sitting as a president to get an impeachment.
That's right.
Now,
I don't get it.
if you want to bring criminal charges against him, that's one thing.
And civil charges against them, and in civil
Correct.
court outside of the Congress, that's again, But
Yes.
the Constitution is very clear, and I am confident that our brother Byron Bagwell will probably hit on this on Tuesday night's
Yes,
show
he will.
during his segment, which, by the way, we're looking forward to because we're going to be bringing in the old phone calls will be coming in a lot sooner than they used to, so make sure you tune in Tuesday night, because we're switching up a little bit. It's going to be more about you calling in and telling us what you want us to talk about.
Absolutely.
forward
All
to that.
along, somebody said, no, we're going to keep coming with topics.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't do that.
No.
Don't tell them, Mike. Don't tell them not to. We
No.
would have topics.
Yeah, we got topics. Boy, we got topics. Mitchell Gunner's still going to cover all the local aspects.
Yes, he is.
Byron Bagwell's still going to cover the world and national news. But we want you guys to tell us what you want to know. What's going on? For example, I'm checking messages here like that one, and it popped up earlier. Hey, what's going on in sports? I mean, as far as the men's basketball.
Right.
Funny you should say that, because I'm checking
Yeah.
right now, and would you believe with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left in the second half, Gonzaga, no surprise there,
No.
over San Francisco, 94-56. See, so
By 40 points, nothing
40
major.
points, but we're still good. Yeah, it's not like major. We're looking at Villanova over Creighton. Losing to Creighton, which is kind of a
Still a
surprise
couple
there.
minutes left, but
still
still,
a couple minutes left like that one. And Arkansas beat Missouri in overtime by 5 points. That was a really
number
good
10
game.
number 10
yeah,
team
that
in
was
the
a good
country.
thing.
Yep.
So, but we want you guys to, tell us. We're still going to give you the information that you've always had. You're still going to get What's the Date, which is everyone's favorite segment on that one.
Right.
Austin's still going to give you weather. Dave's going to give you the news. but we're going to bring the calls in sooner, and then you can help steer the rudder that drives this big old ship.
That's exactly right.
There you go.
Lydia Morris, probably what they're going to try to file criminal charges against him is against his taxes and stuff. Well, that's still to be seen. It's a possibility. You do have a point there. Yeah. I think that I'll stop minion stickers until the rise of GRU. Noah Gibson.
Listen, real quick here. Let me say that. As a retiree from the city of Gainesville, I can feel the pain of the folks in Gainesville. And while I don't necessarily always agree philosophically with some of the folks that live in Alachua County, I can tell you that being a GRU customer is painful. And so I understand the reaction that they get there, especially with some of the political wranglings that's been going on. And of all people, Mitchell Gunner, who does work for Alachua County, is involved in that one.
Yep.
So if you've got questions about GRU, hit us up Tuesday night. You'd be amazed at what Mitchell knows. He shares a little bit of information, but does an amazing job on that.
Hello, is this On the Spot with David Rodgers? I'd like to speak to Mitchell Gunner, please.
Oh.
It's the wrong night?
Wrong night.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Join us for our roundtable discussion. The roundtable is going to give us an opportunity to gather together. You're going to give us feedback. You're going to give us your information, and then we're going to turn around and give you all the news, the weather, the sports, what's the date, the local and the national, based on what you tell us and your interaction with us.
Lydia Morris, I'm going to make that shout out for you. I'm unsure what I need to do. I'm in Stark a few times a month to visit my mom. Oh. Love you, Mom, if you're on tonight. Miss Lydia Morrison, Mom, I don't know what her name is. She didn't say.
I don't say it.
So I guess it's Miss Morris.
Hey, we'll just do the generic.
Yeah.
Hello,
Mom.
There we go.
There we go. That works.
That's good.
So Raymond Knows says, crazy kite. Let me go to the next one.
Next one.
Lydia, David, is that a Red Bull? Let me use the word. Hell yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, I needed one today. The boys caught me sleeping while they were setting up. Yeah. I needed something, Lydia. I usually try not to drink them too much anymore. They are bad.
We don't judge.
That's it, yeah.
We don't judge.
Shirley Bagwell says, do you do prayer requests? Yes, ma'am, we do.
We do.
Absolutely, we do. That is a great question by Mom. Yes, we do. Yes, you just tell us who or what, and we will do a special prayer request.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. Yeah. Commercials on the Super Bowl, this is Noah Gibson, was lame, except for Japanese trailer Godzilla versus Kong. That's going to be good.
Yes, it is.
Maybe we'll have to go watch that. That is going to be good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Yeah. American Legion Post 56, the number Raymond Knows says is this, David, 769-1221. What'd you say? 769-1221. So there you go. Chris Davis, slice and dice.
Hey,
we ate there today.
We did. And let me tell you something. Gary in the kitchen, dude, awesome job with the food today.
God, you swelled his head up now.
I'm telling you what, though.
Chris is not going to be able to keep him employed.
I'm telling you what, though. It really is. Hey, shout out to Slice and Dice Barbecue in Lottie. Yeah. If you haven't been there, you are really missing out. Make sure you go by there, check them out during on days, weekends. They've got the grill fired up for their the smoker with their ribs. Unbelievable. And I'm going to venture the guess that they have one of, only because I don't want to upset any sponsors.
Right.
They've got one of the best hamburgers in the region. I venture to say that son of a in the state. It is amazing. Great food, great atmosphere. Good prices. I mean, it really is. It's reasonable. Slice and Dice Barbecue. Chris Davis, you the man. Tell me, it was great.
I'm going to tell you what your fiance said.
Yes.
When you went to holler at the guy about his
about the Gary?
Yeah, you know what she told me? She said, David, me and Michael went to the Hard Rock and down there, and I had a hamburger, and she said, David, I thought that was one of the best hamburgers. She says, Chris, it touches not your hamburger at all.
That's a fact.
That is a hamburger from Hard Rock Cafe in Tampa.
That reminds me.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
May I?
You sure?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
We're good.
We're good now. We're golden. All right. Here's some guesses.
There we go.
Raymond Jones. 15 million. Chris Davis was close, 2.8.
Real
close.
That was close.
Yeah, that was Randy Brooks, 15 mil. Then he says, nah, let me make it 8 mil. Randy, we just can't trade in money. But Randy, he did.
Yes, indeed.
Vincent Tucker was close, 4.5 mil. Florida needs to get the stuff that's happening out in Texas. This would be awesome to watch unfold. And I know exactly what. Do we want to get into that right now? Let's get into that Tuesday, Austin.
Let's do Tuesday, because I mean, we will.
We will. We'll get into that.
In fact, do me a favor, if you would, text us a reminder to 904-458-7588, or send us an email on the spot, 32091 @gmail.com. We'll make sure that gets added into the show openings so that we can refer to it right off the bat and keep you informed. By the way, some breaking news coming in out of Gonzaga into the triple digits. Gonzaga final score 100 over 60 or over San Francisco by 39 points, 100-61. Gonzaga is on fire. There's a reason why they're the #1 college team in the country.
That's a man's basketball team. Them and Baylor, they're probably looking to play in the finals, and we'll get into that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
Can you pull up the Daytona 500 field for tomorrow?
As a matter of fact,
Yes, the biggest. It's the Super Bowl of racing. Roy Jackson. We will talk about the Daytona 500, something near and dear to me. I've been a couple of times. It is a great race. One of the best races in the world to me is that Daytona 500. Hopefully the weather does not wash this out. Our esteemed colleague, Mr. Mitchell Gunter, will be going to the Daytona 500. That sucker, he got 4 tickets, dude.
I know.
So, and man, he's taking his family, and I think that's a great trip.
I tell you what, if you've never been to Daytona International Speedway, it's amazing. I spent nearly 8 years as a firefighter on track, and it is an island and an experience unto itself. It doesn't matter if you hit the fire. Well, I call it the firecracker. Or the Daytona 500. It is an amazing opportunity to see what we have, and if you haven't had a chance to go down there, man, take an opportunity to really go.
Yeah, you do. And I tell you, I love, I have to be partial, Dave. I'm a radio broadcaster by trade. I do the Bradford County football games, one of my favorite things to do besides this show. So I'm partial to radio guys. I actually, when I was watching the Super Bowl, I actually turned the sound down, and I found Gene Deckerhoff, who does the Florida State games. He is also the Tampa Bay Buccaneers voice. Of the Buccaneers, so he does double duty on the weekends.
Right.
And I was listening to that radio play-by-play call, and man, he just got so excited. He painted the picture. I love when those guys are on the corners, Michael Joy and all them.
Oh, yeah.
And we're coming around turn 4 on the radio calls.
It does.
Oh, my God. And you can hear them zooming by. Nyum, 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 nyum.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that great, man?
It is.
Man,
There's
I love
nothing
the
like that
radio
experience.
call.
And I'm excited about
I wish I could call that.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Daytona 500. I'm a NASCAR fan myself. I'm on the Chase Elliott train, and because I was a big fan of his dad, Austin Bill from Dawsonville.
Of course.
And for those that are interested in that, the green flag drops at 3:05 p.m. tomorrow. Trackhouse Racing Star co-owner Pitbull, who is the rap artist, will be giving the command to start the engines just before that. Of course, it's 200 laps.
That's correct.
500 miles.
Yeah.
And I think they're still doing the stages and that sort of thing.
They
like
are.
That.
Yep.
So they're doing that sort of thing like that one.
Denny Hamlin winner last year, right?
Yes, Denny Hamlin won it last year.
Yep.
So we're looking at that one. I know that Alex Bowman is going to be on the pole along with William.
On the
Barr.
inside pole, right?
Yeah,
He's on the inside.
He's on the inside. He completed it was 191 miles per hour.
Yeah.
With a restrictor plate.
That's moving. That's cooking.
That is moving.
How about William Byrne on the outside?
Yeah, I mean he was just a tick off as well. Row 2 is going to be Eric Almirola and Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon, great race, young race car driver.
Yeah, row 3, Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace will be on that.
Yep.
Let's see, row 4, Ryan Newman and Kevin Harvick.
How about two great drivers? That's going to be
drivers to do that.
Newman on the inside, Harvick on the outside.
And I'm excited that Ryan Newman is starting in row 4 simply because he has made such a remarkable comeback after that devastating crash and injury that he suffered. So I was really happy to see that one.
I like row 5 too as well.
I do too. Row 5 is great. Joey Logano and Kyle Busch. Again, that's going to be some jockeying, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on the younger guys that are up there in the front. What I like about this is that sometimes they put everything they've got into getting on, either going for the pole or trying to get higher up in the things.
Right.
Where some of the more seasoned drivers are like, yeah, that's okay, that's cool. It's 500 miles. We can kind of
fade back. Yeah, the Shell Pennzoil Ford there and the M&M's Toyota car, that ought to be a heck of a battle until they start doing some shifting and maneuvering.
Hey, but row 6, there you go,
Ryan
buddy.
Priest.
I'm telling you, the Napa Auto Parts Chevy. No, that's number 9.
I like Chase Elliott.
I
like Chase Elliott too.
I am. I'm a Chase Elliott fan.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Jumping over to row 7, Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney will be starting off like that. Row 8, Daniel Suarez and Corey LaJoy. I'm excited to see Corey. I hope he does
Mike
well.
LaJoy's son, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You know, I love seeing the pass down in the generations.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, with Chase Elliott and Bill Elliott like that one. Now you got Corey and Mike and that sort of thing like that one. Just moving through, I'm excited about that one. Finish out the top 20 real quick. Michael McDowell.
Yeah, Michael McDowell is a good one.
Yeah.
How about we go down to row 10? And I know we can hit all these drivers, and y'all know more about these. Let's look at row 10. That's Jamie McMurray and Kurt Busch. Look where Kurt Busch is starting out. He's starting out in row 10 on the outside in that Monster Energy Chevrolet. Kurt always has a great car, always fast, always handles good. Yeah. You know, we'll see how he does. How about Ricky Stenhouse right behind him in row 11 in that NOS Energy Drink Chevrolet? He will be a force to deal with. Sure. How about row 13? And you can read all 12, and then in 13. How about those 3 straight drivers
Let me tell you what. Now on the inside row 12, starting in the 23rd position is Mike DiBenedetto.
Yes.
One of the newer drivers like that one. But boys, he's surrounded in some company there. He's alongside Brad Keselowski. Now I'll tell you what. I am not a fan of Brad Keselowski.
No, that discount tire Ford, man.
I'm not a fan of him. But you got to give props to him along with the Busch brothers.
Yes.
There's some good drivers. And then right behind him, you got Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex breathing down your neck. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays
I like
out.
Truex.
I
And
like
that Bass
Truex
Pro
I do.
Shops Toyota,
I do.
man, he can drive, brother.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what. I like Truex. I'm not a big Denny Hamlin fan. I don't dislike him, but I don't like him. I used to work for FedEx. I know the FedEx Toyota is a good car.
Yeah, that's
but, you know, I'm just not a real big fan. How about some other big names that are coming down through there?
Well, I mean, you're looking at a few of the others that like that. And I tell you what, row 16. Talk about a flashback.
Yeah.
Derek Cope is back in the 500.
In the Jacob Company Chevrolet.
Can
Good
you believe
grief.
that? I know.
Yeah.
It's amazing like that one.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You know whose name I don't see there, though, David? One of my favorite race car drivers of all time. Dick Trickle.
Yes. Dick Trickle. I do believe
Dick Trickle. Where's Dick Trickle?
I think he retired.
He did indeed.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think he changed his name to Trickle Dick. Well, wait, no. No, he kept it as Dick Trickle.
So.
I thought it was Richard.
I thought it was Richard.
If he was
Richard Trickle? Richard?
If he was running for office, then he'd be Tricky Dick.
Next! And moving on now. Good grief. Dick, Trickle, Dick. Moving on.
Meanwhile, Ty Dillon, who has been in the races previously, he did not qualify for the 500, but you will see the 99 car making its way back into, or excuse me, the 98 car moving its way back. So we in some additional races as we go through the season. Again, this is the biggest race of the year. It's the
Super Bowl of NASCAR.
Looking back, and I tell you something else that came up, and I digress for just a moment, and we'll try to get back on track. By the way, I'd love to hear from you if you would like to call in. Give us your picks for the winner of the 500.
Sure.
Love to hear you. 904-458-7588. Very interesting to see that the Daytona Beach Journal is reporting that they've got over 25,000 people in the infield expected in the stands, all that one. But you'd be amazed at the COVID precautions that
are going on. I was going to say that. Yeah.
International Speedway Corporation has always been at the forefront of trying to take care of their drivers and everything like that one, even whether it's a little bit of a controversy that happened previously or anything like that one. So they are putting efforts. I know that there are hand washing stations and sanitary stations throughout the whole area, including the infield. Several paramedics that we have calling
The grandstands will be spaced out, very much so.
And speaking of racing, our own resident expert is calling in right now. Let's talk to the racing extraordinaire maestro right here, Mitchell Gunter. Good evening, Mitchell. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry I'm not there tonight with my partners. I had to attend a memorial service for Chip Rollins on Rollins Automotive here at Gainesville Raceway today to celebrate his life. But I have been listening in a little bit about the Daytona 500 race, and I actually have Joey Logano that is possibly going to be able to win with Brad Kowalski pushing him right onto the finish line.
Yeah, I was just going to worry about some of those teammates here. We didn't even get into that, Mitchell. I'm glad you talked about that. There's going to be teammates looking to help each other out. Now, hey, don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody wants to win the Super Bowl of racing. Oh, yeah. But if your teammate cannot win it and knows he cannot win it, he's going to be able to help out another teammate, especially, Mitchell, if they're in a position to win the race.
Right. You know, what's so good about this new car that they're running at Daytona this year is you actually can put the bumper to bumper, and you don't have a whole lot of problems of moving that other car around in front of you. Yes. And as far as I have heard, the Ford said they're going to stick together, and they're going to help other Fords. But you know what? When it comes down to the end of the wire of the night,
yeah,
they're going to go with whoever they can.
Yes.
To get that finish in first place and take home the money.
Exactly. Hey, let me put you on pause here real quick, Mitchell. I want Michael, if he can. What's the weather going to be like, Michael, over in Daytona?
Okay, so unfortunately, it's not going to be pretty. I mean, we can talk about the 500 all you want to, but there is a marginal chance to slight chance of some strong storms. There's even a potential for some damaging winds, and they're even reporting a tornado threat from Ocala south towards Tampa, which is going to put Daytona in the area. Again, dropping the green flag at 3:05. We may be looking at a significant delay. I wouldn't be surprised
if it's not pushed till maybe Monday.
Maybe towards Monday. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Austin's going to have the latest forecast on that. Matter of fact, later on tonight and into tomorrow morning, look for Austin's weather service on Facebook because he'll have a Daytona 500 Daytona Beach forecast for you.
Liddy, I hope that answered your question there. So the race right now is iffy. We got Mitchell Gunner on the line with us. Race is now iffy because of weather concerns. Exactly. Hopefully we can get it in there, but we'll see what happens. So, Mitchell, what do you have for us? I'm sorry to interrupt you there. Just wanted to get that in.
Well, actually, I will be down there at Daytona tomorrow. And, of course, right now, you know, there's only 50% capacity for fans there in the stadium. So that has led for motel rooms to kind of be opened. They do have vacancies down there. So if it does get rained out Sunday, I will be back in the stands Monday to watch. But to get away from NASCAR and get over to NHRA on February the 20th, on our show, we will be joined by Josh Hart. He has moved from alcohol dragster to nitro, which is your top fuel dragster category. And we're going to have him from 7:30 to 7:45.
That's correct.
And a little later in the show, at 8 o'clock, we are going to have your four-time NHRA Pro Stock champion, Erica Anders, on with us.
The beautiful Erica Anders, by the way.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Tell us again that date. I want to make sure everybody writes this down. Take a note of it right now. Listen to what Mitchell says. Mitchell, give him that date and time.
Mitchell,
one more
you
time.
notice Mitchell didn't say nothing about that, I guess, because he's a married guy.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
It is February the 20th. And they will be on the show. We're going to have everything set up on VMix. I know Dave Holland, he's been working really hard at it, and we're actually going to bring them on, and you're going to be able to see them from their location on our split screen. Now, if we do have technical difficulties, the telephone number will be given out to both of them where they can call in case there is a little bit of mix-up there. So either way, you'll be able to see them or hear them on the telephone, but we are shooting for to have them on the show from their present location.
And that's next Saturday night. Joining us at 7 o'clock right here on the spot with David Rodgers for our sports special / other things, as we're going to get into other topics as well. Mitchell Gunner will probably join me next week, right along with Michael Heater, a possible Byron Bagwell. We should have the whole crew. These two interviews, Michael, should be outstanding.
I'm excited about this one because I've been looking forward to hearing about this for a while. And kudos to Mitchell Gunner for putting this together because, Mitchell, we could not have the contacts and the show that we have without you. So thank you for what you've been doing.
Absolutely.
No problem, Michael. David, no problem whatsoever. And I'm going to continue working and try to bring on a couple of other racers
Absolutely.
the next following weekend. And, hey, we may be the On the Spot with David Rodgers team down in Orlando on March the 5th through the 7th, somewhere there in those days, to cover the Door Slammer Nationals, which will have your Pro Mod drivers and your Pro Stock drivers that race in the NHRA.
That's exactly right. We're trying to get the finalization on that. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be a big-time deal for On the Spot with David Rodgers as we're trying to move forward and progress and getting guests on that you would like to talk about and to talk to. Also, later on, Mitchell and Michael getting away from NASCAR just a little bit and NHRA. Later on down the line, we are looking to get a big-time guest on the show. I want to leak it out, and I'm going to. We'll see people. Remember, we are trying to get the head coach, the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Urban Meyer, on the show, ladies and gentlemen. What a way to start off this year, Michael, if we can make these things happen.
Absolutely right. Hey, Mitchell, before we let you go real quick, because we want to open up the line, give us an update on Brody Gunter. I understand he's been really making some waves, hasn't he?
Brody Gunter, he actually raced down in Auburndale, Florida, all this week. He did have some difficulties. He was able to finish in one of his races down there, 10th, the top 10 finish. Then he got involved in some accidents. Then they found out they had a little problem with the head gasket on his car, and that had to be replaced. He was running kind of slow, and that's what happens. You know, you're not getting the right pressure in your engine, and you will slow it down. So they fixed that problem. He got back in, and he had a top 15 finish, I believe, the other night.
It's not bad.
So, he's progressing. It's going to take him some time. This is a totally new car. Legends, hey, you can be as young as what Brody is, 14 years of age, or you can be all up in your 80s and race these cars. So he is actually racing adults, not just kids around his age.
Yeah, and I want to stress that's what I wanted to stress here. Folks, I want you to make a note of this. Brody Gunter, make a note of that name, because I'm telling you, you're going to see that name in the lights in the future, because he is an amazing racer at the tender age of 14.
Well, and you hit it right on the head, Michael. Drivers right now, all these crews are looking for these young drivers.
Exactly.
They are looking as young as kids, Michael, if you don't believe this. 7 and 8 years old already, looking at young men like this and see how they progress in all the stages of racing so they can get, you know what I mean? These are names that they'll look at when these kids become, I'm assuming, able to race in NASCAR.
Yeah.
And they're looking, and Brody is one of them, and I hope we can get him back on the show.
I would love to have him back on the show.
Yeah. All right, Mitchell Gunter, thank you for joining us. Hey, got a teaser for us for Tuesday night before I let you go?
Oh, let's see.
Did I put you on the spot?
I'm going to leave everybody hanging. How about that?
Say what?
No, we're going to leave everybody hanging.
All right. So I'll put you on the spot then.
We're just going to have to watch the show and find out.
I will say that Mitchell is working on a project here.
Yes.
He's going to be giving us the latest update on the overpass. Some major construction work happening this week and next week. If you haven't been through downtown Stark and seen some of the highlights with some of the earth moving, getting ready for that overpass and the structure to come in.
Yep.
And, of course, the bridge across Alligator Creek. That shift has been happening as well. Mitchell's going to have that and a whole lot more in his local segment, What's the Scoop, coming up on Tuesday night. So, Mitchell, thanks again for calling in, bud. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you, Mitchell, for calling in. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Mitchell Gunter, our co-host on Tuesday nights. I want to thank Michael Heater for stepping in tonight and filling in. He's done a wonderful job, ladies and gentlemen. He don't get on the air a whole lot, but when he does, he always brings a lot of energy, a lot of positives, a lot of news, And I want to thank you for joining in. Absolutely. And I appreciate you sitting in. Absolutely. Somebody says, can you do the show by yourself, David? Of course I could.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Oh, God, I can do it 50 times over.
Yeah.
But it's great to bounce stuff off of each other. That's why I like having Michael here or Mitchell or Byron. It's great to bounce stuff off of each other, and it makes for a great show. Miss Shirley Bagwell says, prayers for two special friends of ours who have sons way too young. Thanks so much.
Okay.
We will definitely have a prayer
yes, we will.
At the end of the show. I'll do a prayer. I haven't done one at the end of the show, but I will. We'll do a small prayer, and that will be definitely great. Austin was talking about the Verizon advertising 5G. He says he's tired of it.
Yeah.
Raymond No says, always good chow from Chris and Casey at Slice and Dice.
Oh, fact.
You got our thumbs up there.
Buddy.
Great hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Brooks says, come on, man, that sounds familiar. Chris Davis says, thank y'all very much. We do our best to have the best quality food around. I am glad y'all enjoyed the food today, and any other time we really appreciate all the support from everyone. So, absolutely. Vincent Tucker said, the Tempe police sergeant sustained non-life-threatening injuries and expected to recover. Good. Suspect, though, is still outstanding.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, what do you have for, man? Hey, is Tony Black on? I hope Tony Black's on, or anybody in the Tallahassee area. What do you have breaking? What do we have here?
Well, Leon County officials have found sinkholes near Woodville School.
No way.
Yeah, which is weird because you don't see a lot of sinkholes in the Panhandle. They're more prevalent in our area here and then headed down south, especially in the areas where you got the Springs, High Springs area going down towards Ocala. Well, apparently, it's a fascinating thing for those that aren't familiar with it. The ground collapses into the cavities where the lime rock is. The limestone, basically the bedrock of the state of Florida, and it happens all over the region.
It does.
But apparently, several depressions that were sinkholes opened up in the stormwater pond near the near the Woodville recreation site near the school. They are saying that there's no evidence of any threat to the school, but
did you see that?
There is some video out there. There is some video out there of sinkholes that they are some that are real small, some that are huge that swallow up. As you know, we covered a couple weeks ago. We had breaking news out of High Springs, where in two different situations we had hikers that fell in, and one where a car drove into a sinkhole, and firefighters had to go in, rescue teams go in and pull them out 40, 50 feet below grade. So Tallahassee is having some issues with sinkholes as well. We're going to have more of those issues happening. Austin will be able to tell us more about that one. With all the rain that we've had and the ground being saturated, you're probably going to see more sinkholes develop because of the saturation and the weight of the surface collapsing, some of the lime rock going down and causing more sinkholes to develop.
You know where else a bad place, gentlemen, is where sinkholes are at? In Gainesville. Gainesville is prevalent for having a lot of sinkholes, especially over there by Meadowbrook Golf Course.
That's correct.
In that area. A lot of sinkholes over there. We actually had an office over there when we worked over at CMC. Yeah. We had a graphic designs office there and engineering office. We had to move it from there because the building was sinking into the ground. It was actually unlevel. And it was sinking, So a lot of sinkholes that way. So please stay. I think Tony works over in that area. I hope Tony Black's on. Lydia says, Mom stays quiet. Thank you for shouting out to her. Hello, Mom again.
Mom again.
How you doing?
There you go.
We got prayers coming your way. Let's see. Here we go. Whoa! You can talk. Hey, let me tell you a secret.
Okay. Mitchell Gunner forgot the phone number. Oh, did he really?
Yes. He says, what's the number? Call me.
Oh.
I would never tell him, Mitchell.
No, we would never do that one.
Hey, Florida State won today, I think, in basketball.
I do believe you're right.
The number 19 Seminoles won. Yeah. They beat Wake Forest, didn't
they? They beat Wake Forest.
In overtime, right?
And as a result, which was fascinating, it gave the Seminoles a second chance moving on. They took full advantage of everything that happened.
Yep.
They beat them 92-85. It was the first game in 2 weeks after another pause due to COVID-19.
This is twice COVID. You know, a lot of basketball teams, Mike, are positive, have either canceled the season or is pausing week, 2 weeks at a time, and they're not getting their games in. And this is going to be hard to determine the team of field of 64, really of 68.
Yeah, true.
I wouldn't want to be on the committee, to be honest with you. You have to sit here and decipher these games. Who played? Did you play enough? Are you on a hot streak? Are you a first four out, first four in? But we'll get into all that as we go.
I'm impressed by this one. By the way, for those of you that don't follow Florida State,
yeah.
This win over Wake Forest gave them their 22nd straight home ACC victory. Yeah. That, believe it or not, is it ties an NCAA record.
Yeah, that's it. It sure does. So, exactly.
So kudos to the Seminoles for their win in basketball.
And you're going, whatever.
Listen, it's a Florida team. I will support the Florida team. Everyone knows that my two favorite teams are the Florida Gators and anybody playing Ohio State.
Yeah. From weather to favorite race car drivers, good grief. He loves that. Noah Gibbs said, from weather to favorite race car drivers. That's right. Good grief. Exactly.
Hey.
Like those minions. Bring them.
We're wide open tonight.
Wide open. Uh-oh. Ready?
Okay.
1,
yes.
2, 3. Hello, Alvy. He's not feeling good.
Oh.
Can I tell you
on tonight. Yes, tell me something about Alvy.
Tell us something about Alvy.
Please.
His mother came in the shop the other day and got her hair cut.
Okay, Tammy did.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was just talking about how amazing we are.
Wow.
Did you know that Alvy did not speak until he started watching on the spot?
Wow.
Is that amazing?
That's amazing, David.
He is so in tune to you guys and the show.
That's awesome. That is really awesome.
He spoke his first word. He's only 5.
Yeah, that's still fantastic.
Wow.
He spoke his first word.
You know, guys, let me just take a second. David, I appreciate you sharing that. I want to just take a second here real quick because Michael will agree. Yeah. If our other two co-hosts here would agree, David will agree. Yeah. This is what this show is all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about us. It's not about the graphics and the beautiful things. That's just all tools to help you guys out. And when you, and to catch your eye. And when we see a story like this is, Michael, what this show's all about. A young man that probably, I'm sure he knows what we're doing, but probably doesn't, because of his age, doesn't understand all the topics we talk about. No, but and I'm sure his mom explains it to him as best as she can.
Sure.
And to be able to touch a young man's heart like that, and to be able to have him speak his first words, that is very, very heart-touching to me.
It is.
And to you, and to Dave Holland, and Tammy, we want to thank you for all the nice words that you say. We get very emotional here. I know I do when it comes to that kind of stuff. You know, we're all big, tough, grown men at times, but we have a heart too. And, hey, we can cry with the best of them. And I want to thank you for what you said there. Michael, this is what this show is all about, man. Exactly. You know, we talk about politics, we talk about sports, we talk, but when you get something like that, that's life, man. That's life, Jason. That's life. Yeah. You know, sports, man, you know, is sports. And that's great. It's supposed to be an outlet for us. The things that are going on in the world today, yes, those are problems. We need to fix them. Right. But when you touch a life, that's, brother, what it's all about.
That's exactly right here. And Alvy, we wish you well. We look forward to having you on the show each and every Tuesday and Saturday night. We invite everyone to join us every Tuesday and Saturday night at 7 p.m. We've had a fantastic time like that one. Hey, I know we're getting late here. It's already 8:30, but you want to jump into some NBA scores real quick?
Yes, I do. Let's jump into some NBA scores. Hey, how about the Pacers and the Hawks? 52 seconds left in the first half. Pacers up by 6.
Yeah, I'm telling you what.
60-54.
That's it. Hey, the Knicks are over the Rockets by 6. Also with 2 minutes left in the first quarter there.
Yeah, and the Suns and the Sixers played earlier today. The Suns get a big victory over the Sixers by 9, 120-111. And how about a great basketball game in the Big 12? Number 14 and number 12 played each other. Listen to this score, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to go back and watch this game.
And we will.
Number 12, Oklahoma Sooners, 13-5 overall on the season. beat number 14 West Virginia. Bob Huggins and his West Virginia Mountaineers, real close to 14-6. 91-90.
1 point.
And final 2 overtimes.
That's right.
They went 2 overtimes.
Double
What a
overtime.
great game that was. I would like to really see that.
Yeah, that would be good. Hey, another NBA game for those of you that are interested. Coming up in less than 30 minutes. The Jazz taking on the Heat. That starts off.
How about that Jazz record right there?
I know,
21. Well, and actually, they're 21-5.
They're 21-5, but they've been.
I guess
they're on a winning streak.
Yeah, that 7 there is their favorite to beat the Heat by 7.
I gotcha. Yeah. So
21-5.
Jazz is really doing well this season. Looking forward to seeing that one. Again, a quick recap on some the college youth. I know we talked about that one.
Right.
Arkansas in the SEC. Arkansas beat Missouri 86-81 in overtime this afternoon. Of course, Duke
needed a big win.
They really did.
They did. They were on the borderline. Here we go. Gave it to you. Okay. Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, and I believe Kansas is hanging on, but I don't. Those 4 blue bloods. The first time in over 50 years that none of them are in the poll.
None of them.
And Duke and Kentucky and North Carolina is on the verge of not even being in the tournament. That was a big win for them, man, Michael. They needed that win. And congratulations to Duke. Duke's my other favorite basketball team. So I do want to get into a couple of other things locally right here as we go on. Let me see here. Alvy, not on 96. I don't even think he could point out to any of our towns on the map. Just saying, not trying to be rude, just honest. I wonder who they're talking about. Who are you talking about there, Lydia? I'd like to know that. Prayer, he feels better, talking about Alvy. Yep. There's a sinkhole right outside my house. Don't want that thing expanding anywhere. It's far enough away from where I left, but literally behind the fence. That's at Austin's house. Champaign, we are working on a sinkhole down Wilson Road. No one dares drive through that dip. The model, Sharon Petterprint. How are you doing today? You and Edward, I hope everything's going great, and you're going to have a great weekend. I hope y'all have a great Valentine's Day, by the way. As Edward, I'm sure, is probably going to take her out to eat somewhere.
I would hope so.
Absolutely.
I mean, she's a model, you know.
Yes, she is.
That's right.
Great-looking graphics, guys. The show is really looking sharp. Sharp healing powers. That's David Theus.
Oh, very good.
David, welcome into the show. Glad to have you.
Good to have
glad that you're enjoying the graphics. Hey, and thank you again very much for joining in.
Appreciate that.
Also, since we're good at leaking cats out of the bag or letting them slide out, AWS is teaming up with some storm chasers, either for tornado season or out in the plains or hurricane season. Way to go there, big guy.
Good.
Let's see which one. Lydia Morris, we're not there. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Lydia Morris says, Urban Meyer? Absolutely. Urban Meyer.
Yes, indeed.
So we're hoping to get him on along with those ones that Mitchell said. Michael, I tell you what. You ever heard of Travis Pastrana?
I know the name. Why do I know the name?
X Games. Do you know X Games? X Games.
It was the X Games. That's right.
Motocross.
Yes.
Man, I tell you what, the guy is famous. He reminds me of Shaun White. You know how Shaun White is famous for X Games and snowboarding. And they know each other. And I tell you what, our very own crew, Mr. Dave Holland, and our field reporter, Mr. Dickerson, was able to go out there and interview Travis Pastrana and got a little bit of stuff. Really? And we have a video of that.
Travis was the first one to do a double
loop. Double loop.
On the
motorcycle.
Right.
Yes, on the motorcycle. Motocross.
He was also instrumental in bringing up the Nitro Circus.
Yes, he was.
Which is a group of crazy guys doing crazy things.
Yep.
Right, yes.
Well, we heard he was in town, and we called and set up an interview over at the Rally Sports.
Yes.
Rally Sports track
over in Keystone.
Ohio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's play that video, David.
Well, let's play that.
Sure, let's play that video, man.
Yeah, we actually got a good interview with him. He
Good.
gave us some of his thoughts, talked
Great.
a little bit about Nitro Circus.
Right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, here's Travis Pastrana.
What can we do at Nitro Circus? What can we, have some fun? Right now it's snowing and cold in Maryland, so any chance to get to Florida is an awesome time. Really, just coming down just to kind of check out the facility, check out the area. It was cool. We went to lunch and two guys on had dirt bikes in the back of the truck came up, and I was like, all right, it definitely is our kind of town. So always hoping to expand, always hoping to bring more youth activities, more fun things for community. I was like, this facility is great. Like, what can we do with Nitro Circus? What can we, have some fun? Right now it's snowing and cold in Maryland, so any chance to get to Florida is an awesome time. Really, just coming down just to kind of check out the facility, check out the area. It was cool. We went to lunch and two guys on had dirt bikes in the back of the truck came up, and I was like, all right, it definitely is our kind of town. So always hoping to expand, always hoping to bring more youth activities, more fun things for everyone to do, but also with Rallycross is something we're really looking forward to in the future. And this is one of the few courses that was actually built pavement for rally cars, and that's they've gone off and they have a lot of military and they've got a lot of drive days and everything. But for us, looking for tracks that we could potentially get up and running for the next level of rallycross, Nitro Rallycross. This seems like a great facility, but more than that, just really getting down here, taking a look at the facility. So Nitro Circus is basically the best in action sports, scooters, everything from literally kid scooters and skateboards and BMX to motocross, and now getting into cars. As I get older, I guess, as our demographic gets older and as more people start to get into side-by-sides and try to figure out how to take all the stuff.
Yeah, you're 35 and you got what, like 32 injuries. You're doing pretty good.
I've had a lot of broken bones, a lot of injuries, but man, I'm so thankful for every second that I get to be driving and traveling the world with my best friends, my family. My wife, she won the World Championship in 2019, and skateboarding. I got 2 little daughters, and I can't go anywhere that my kids can't go. So I try to do everything that I can to make this circus, if you will, continue on and to be as safe and fun as possible.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time,
Good
Travis.
luck.
No, thank you, brother.
Yeah, really good to meet you.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, Travis Pastrana right there. Great job, David. You and Mr. Dixon for getting that for us. Great interview right there. If you don't know about him, he was born on October 18th, 1983, 37 years old. He's from Annapolis, Maryland. I wonder if his dad was in the U.S. Navy or did something at the Naval Academy.
Possibility.
So he's related to Lindsay Adams Hawkins, which is his wife, and Alan Pastrana, which is his uncle. Again, as David said, motocross and stunt performer. He's been in the Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series.
That's where I recognize him from.
And that's where you recognize him from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4-time gold medalist
Yes.
in the X Games.
Games. Yes. And that's hard to beat right there. He replicated 3 of, y'all know who this is, Evel Knievel.
Oh, yeah.
Daredevil, record-breaking stuff right there in Las Vegas. Yep. And I want to say that he did a couple of them. Right on, Travis Pastrana. You can follow him on his page. Again, he's still going strong at age 37, isn't he, David?
Yeah.
He acted like he wasn't going anywhere there. So, again, thank you for that interview, David. We appreciate it. Want to talk a little bit before, man, it's been a great show so far. I know we've got a lot of people on here. I do want to say something. Lydia said Urban Meyer. Austin says, Lydia Morris, if this comes true, then I get to say that I met the Jacksonville Jaguars coach. Well, that makes all of us.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That makes all of us because I've never met him. I know who he is. I've seen him from afar.
Yeah.
But to talk to him, and I've never met him. So Lydia Morris says the same thing. She says, I hung out at the Florida games back in the days when he was in Gainesville. Yeah. Good luck. Keep us posted if he follows through. He is known for canceling. Oh!
Now.
She's got a truth to her.
This is true. Now, we did reach out to the Jaguars administration.
Yes, we did.
And there's a lot of stuff that happens. I mean, he's a new head coach. It's a first-time NFL coach. He's got a lot on his plate. You've got the spring practices being planned out here. You've got the college days that they're going out. They're hitting checking out the recruits to see how things are going. So we reached out to them. They were receptive to it. We haven't pinned down a date yet. We're hoping for March or April. Hopefully we can get them before they start doing their summer conditioning programs, before they get into the season. We will let you guys know as soon as we know something at all. And Urban's not the only person that we have on the hook. We're looking at trying to bring in some folks. You heard Mitchell Gunter say that he's got some folks coming in next Saturday night. NHRA. You got Dave Holland who's over there interviewing Travis Pastrana. So we've got a lot of stuff that's happening. You don't want to miss it because 2021 is going to be the year for On the Spot.
Yes, it is, like it has been every other year. I'm just going to be flat out bold and honest and a little selfish. I do believe that we got the greatest show in the country today, especially in this region. I don't think anybody can do that. What we're doing. Hey, anybody can sit up here in front of a phone or in front of a camera and do a Facebook Live. Are you putting energy into it? Are you putting your heart into it? Are you putting your soul into it? Are you putting your research into it? I don't believe a lot of them are, Mike, the way that we do it. We have meetings. We talk about things. Y'all guys put together graphics. By the way, the dynamic duo here doing all these graphics, writing up all our scripts. I tell you what, these guys are the backbone of the show right here, and we can't do it without them. That's for sure. We're just the pretty faces that make this happen. That's all. And a big booming voice. But who cares, right? That just comes from radio. Not this face. Maybe this one?
That face.
Okay, that's because of my dark hair. But anyway, want to get into some local sports really quick.
Yes.
I want to get into our girls weightlifting team.
Oh, yes, I want to hear about this one because I know you are so proud of that assistant coach, Otto Rodgers.
Oh, I am.
And that whole team, unbelievable.
So I was able to, Lydia, stay home because I know you wanted to hear this. I was able to go to the state meet yesterday. David actually took off a little bit work early to go over there to Live Oak. It was held at Swanee High School. Yep. By the way, anybody from Swanee that's watching, let me tell you something. Class act. They did a heck of a job putting that on. And everything was worked good. Everything was wonderful. We had the award ceremony in their auditorium. Everything was clean. Michael and David. And the whole thing was done really classy. They actually had a 2A meet today, so they were doing it back to back on Friday and Saturday. But our girls compete in 1A, and we did really good. The whole thing here was really well. And I'll go over some results. First and foremost, the state team championship was won by the host school, Swanee High School.
Okay.
They had 14 girls left, though. The more girls you have, the more points that you can grab up. Second place, I think, went to Lemon Bay High School. Okay. How about third place? With 3 girls, Union County High School. Yeah. Took third in the state. They had 2 state champions, Michaela, and the girl we call Tank. Yeah. And there's another girl that was lifting in the lower weight class. She placed second. So they had 2 firsts and a second. Mm-hmm. Then in fourth place was those lovely girls from Bradford County High School. David placed 4th out of 100 teams in the state. How about that? Wow. Isn't that impressive? I'll tell you right now, that is great. We had 6 girls go. We had 5 girls finish in the top 6. I'll read those off to you. Michaela Cooper placed 7th, just slightly out of the points, but really did a great job. She helped our team, and she'll be back next year. That's for sure. So we had Takira Bakken, who actually got 2nd place in the state. Did a good job, so we had a first runner-up.
So wait, I got a question about that real fast.
Yep.
In What's the Date?
Yep.
You spoke about Kirsten Bakken achieving the medals in
I told you I was going to tie this in.
So what's the sisters?
Sisters.
No way.
Sisters.
Wow.
She is actually right now the assistant coach for Union County.
That's right.
Yes, she is the assistant coach for Union County.
Very cool.
So they are sisters, but she was runner-up. Bree Jordan, who placed first in the regionals, was also, David, a state runner-up.
Very cool.
Had 2 second placers. How about this girl, Jessica Traylor? She finished 5th in the unlimited weight class, got us some points. Gabby Oliver finished 4th, and we had Liberty Harahas finish 6th.
Very cool.
So 5 of the 6 girls placed. that gave us 21 points, I believe, or 16 or 17 points that put us in 4th in the state. These girls brought back some medals to Bradford County. Wow. I'm proud of Coach Adrian Mosley, who we call Ping. Yes. I'm proud of Miss Autumn Rogers, my beautiful daughter, helping coach and doing the things that she needs. I want to thank Miss Shelley Rogers as well. She is the team administrator and team mom. Yeah. And I also want to thank Superintendent Will Hartley and Principal Jim Simpson. They was over there supporting the girls last night and yesterday. So congratulations to them. There's a beautiful picture right there, as you see, on the Bradford County Telegraph, which will be on the spot here in just a few minutes as we get ready to close it down. But you can see all those medals. Congratulations, ladies. Y'all deserve it. Y'all are wonderful. Look forward to next year. We'll only lose one girl, and that's Liberty. So this ought to be great here. Yeah. Got some video right there that we can put up. Maybe we'll show a little bit of that on Tuesday night before we start. David can get that.
Would be good.
Girls basketball team, sorry, they ended their season, David and Michael. They lost to the Villages last week, 48-40. They were the district runner-ups. They didn't win the district, so they had to go on the road. Played the Villages tough. They were supposed to lose that game by 20 points, and they played them to an 8-point loss. Congratulations, girls.
That's solid.
Yep. Season at 12-11, 6-2 in the league. They were second in 4A, District 5, and they did a wonderful, wonderful job. The boys are still playing right now, and I'll have a report on them as we get it. So they're in district and regional play as well, and we'll have that. And then I will get into more of the baseball, softball, track and field, and boys weightlifting and tennis a little bit later on. So it's been a great show, guys. I hope we've answered your questions. Thank you, guys, for everything that you do. Thank you. Y'all are an amazing audience. I want to thank everyone that tuned in. Hope you like the graphics. Hope you like where the show is going. Hope you like the format tonight. Usman versus Burns. Is that tonight? Yes, it is, Mike.
I believe that is.
Is that tonight?
I think that was tonight. I'm not certain. We'll
have to check that out. Yeah, Saturday at 10.
Saturday,
it looks like.
Yep, 10 o'clock tonight.
10 o'clock.
It's going to be the welterweight main event title fight between Usman and Burns. Mm-hmm. They are the main card for UFC 58. You can catch that on pay-per-view tonight at 10 p.m.
There you go. So. Can you say El Nino, Austin? I guess her and Austin are bantering back and forth about the weather.
Apparently so.
Yeah, apparently so. So, again, thank you guys for tuning in. Michael, last words, final thoughts, and then I'll close it.
Hey, thank you guys. And I mean that, not just for watching the show, but thank you for what you contribute to us. Our show has grown thanks to our viewers, thanks to our sponsors. We're moving into new digs. A new permanent facility for us to use. We're really excited about that. Right. We are able to bring you information. We want to bring it from the local aspect of it, but more importantly, we want to have a place where you can say what you want. Your show. Dave has said it repeatedly. It bears repeating once again. We are just the rudder that steers this ship. You guys are the captain and the first mate and the bowman and anything else that you want to play on the road. This is your show, and we appreciate you and you being a part of this family that we have for On the Spot.
Well said, Michael. David, any parting thoughts? Any parting shots?
Stay dry.
Yes.
God bless America.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day
to everybody.
That's it.
Enjoy your day.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. As we wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, like he just said, these guys just said, it's been a great show. I want to thank Michael Heater for stepping in for Byron Bagwell and Mitchell Gunner, who had other obligations. Austin Stevens, we'll hope we have all these guys back on Tuesday night. I want to thank Dave Holland for producing the show. Does a wonderful job, wonderful talent. Him and Vincent Tucker need to get together and create graphics for both shows. Maybe those guys can do that at some point if we ever make it out to Arizona, David. Again, Thank y'all for joining in, bearing again what Michael said. We're just runners. There's this big old vessel. You guys are what the show is all about. We love each and every one of you. We've got, I tell you, a great show coming up on Tuesday. We're going to be, we teased a little bit of what was coming on and what it was going to be about. But we want you to tune in Tuesday at 7 o'clock. I want to wish all you a happy Valentine's Day from the On the Spot with David Rodgers crew, and from all you viewers as well. Y'all have a great Valentine's Day. Hopefully the weather stays dry for you and you can do whatever plans that you had. Again, thank you. Want to say a quick prayer, really quick, if you can bow your heads, please. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a great show you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for letting us do what we do. You're the ultimate driver of this, dear Lord. You touch each and every one of our hearts, and you just make it all happen and make it all flow. I want to ask you, dear Lord, that you touch this special prayer request that we had tonight for my beautiful mom, and our beautiful mom, Miss Shirley Bagwell, and these two young sons that need attention, dear Lord, and love, and whatever else they're going through, dear Lord. You're the ultimate healer. You're the ultimate provider, dear Lord. You're the ultimate comforter. Please, please help this family out, dear Lord, and these two young men. Thank you for letting us do, again, a great show tonight. Thank you for our first responders, our military, our farmers, our truck drivers, and every hard-working American today, dear Lord, as we live in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. And you keep blessing this country, dear Lord, as I see that this is going to turn the corner at some point, dear Lord, especially if you have your hand on it. Thank you again. Thank you for the day. Thank you for the weekend. Thank you for the week that you're going to give us. We ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says,
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. As we wrap up tonight, we want to thank our sponsors and everyone who tuned in. And remember, we're on the spot so you can be too. Good night, everybody. God bless you. See you Tuesday night.